need to quit my 9 to 5. Bounce on the earth.
From your sleep and dry off your tears. Today we escape.
These are the moments that you will look back on, and in 6 months, a year, 2 years from now, you're going to look back and say, damn, why didn't I buy more down here? And I say all this, right, because my confidence in what we are seeing transpire with GameStop is beyond anything that I have ever had with any company and any stock at any given time. This company, this stock, the people behind the scenes are putting in the work, and the shareholders that are sticking around and sticking through it, even when things get emotional and even when things get tough, those are the people that are going to be rewarded heavily, because this is the bloody part of our story. We thought getting beat down for 3 years was tough. No, getting beat down for 2 years after you thought the company was on the verge of seeing something spectacular, you get some eBay news that it looks like the thing's gonna skyrocket in after hours. No, that's the blood.
You see it coming before it's running. Catch the bottom, you don't have to be shy. Then it's turning, started burning. Ride it up to a new all-time high. Look at Jimmy, it's such a pity. He's gearing up, he's bound to fly. You got the titty and the kitty. Yeah, you know he never really said bye.
Let's all be honest, right? Let's all be honest. I'm the loudest. I'm the biggest asshole. I talk the most shit. And I come at fucking everybody. The reason that we ever created Jackie was because I got tired of the bullshit. Right? That was the whole reason that we started this. It's because of all the bullshit that's been going on. Not just in 2025 or 2024 or even 2023. 2022 and 2021. We have people outside of the community, inside of the community, and then somewhere sprinkled right in the middle of all of those, giving their own personal opinion and personal conjecture and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. Stop trying to fade me on GME. You're gonna get clapped. Not only that, but stop trying to crush the fun that we're having. Because now all of the fun and all of the excitement that we had over the last couple of weeks, gone. Because Ryan's a bad man. Ryan's a really bad man. And he's diluting on us. And now it's not, I didn't even remember any of the fun that we just had. I forgot about it already. Because the GME only goes down. Fuck. Fuck. When the stock was in the midst of a ripping. Because when it goes backwards, everybody forgets about the good times.
Yeah, you know that I'm Tits Gang till I die. Always growing, always knowing the poet will hit all-time highs, all-time highs. All-time highs, all-time highs. All-time highs.
What do we hate?
Negative premium.
What do we want?
Positive premium. Positive premium, positive premium, positive premium, positive premium.
Positive premium, 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 higher, higher, higher.
Hands in the air, we're almost there. What do we want? What do we want?
Say it louder.
When do we want it?
Positive premium, positive premium. Positive premium. Positive premium. Positive premium, 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 premium.
We're about to break out to the moon. What do we want? What do we want? Positive premium. Positive premium. Positive premium.
Positive premium. Positive premium. Positive premium.
Back to the light, rise from the darkness.
Positive premium.
Hey, came back from the dead, Mike Jack in the red, shit was spooky. I woke up from the grave, why I got screws on my face, shit look spooky. Murder season be a waste, had to look the other way, cause the shit look spooky. Ooh, talking goblins and ghouls and Dracula too, shit look spooky. Man, they almost had me dead, Mike Jack in the red, shit was spooky. Woke up from the grave, screws on my face, shit look spooky. Murder season be a waste, had to look the other way, cause the shit look spooky. Ooh, talking goblins and ghouls and Dracula too, shit look spooky. Hey, hey, this shit look spooky. Hey, this shit look spooky. Hey, shit look spooky. Seeing dead present like I'm in The Walking Dead. For some reason, ghetto boys keep playing in my head. So I sometimes feel like reaching in my bed. Month of October, market reaping, trying to stay ahead. Been said it before, so I hope you heed it. I put my phone down during murdering season. Catch one of them bitches, I do more than just beat them. You know, spacesuit raw, soul and green 'em. Fuck around, little Letty Jean 'em. Chainsaw massacre, bleed 'em. I know you know we beefing. Yeah. Came back from the dead, Mike Jack in the red, shit was spooky. I woke up from the grave, why I got screws on my face, shit look spooky. Murder season be a waste, had to look the other way, cause the shit look spooky. Ooh, talking goblins and ghouls and Dracula too, shit look spooky. Man, they almost had me dead, Mike Jack in the red, shit was spooky. Woke up from the grave, screws on my face, shit look spooky. Murder season be a waste, had to look the other way, cause the shit look spooky. Ooh, talking goblins and ghouls and Dracula too, shit look spooky. Killing this shit, call me Jason Voorhees. Serve a hedgie on a platter, this ain't boy's head. She show your face, man, he scared, they just trying to bait me. There ain't no debate, and when your boy leave Earth, turn to a deportee. When you step up in my spaceship, close the door please. Market wanna ride, I do like an escapee. Market get slow, I charge a bitch a late fee. Stock market money tree, I'm just trying to shake shit. He's a full moon spacesuit, ah woo. Might just shape shift, volatility won't let it escape me. For this money, take it to extreme measures. Call the effort lane thief, Freddy Krueger money chaser. Don't got lost in daydreams. Kevin Spacey money grabber, shit be looking rapey. Hannibal a hedgy factor, boy I'm bet it tasty. Took all this animosity from what they did to me. I refocused, I remastered, had to find my chi. Got my face looking screwy, no Goonies. Feel like a Halloween movie. I go werewolf, trying to catch a full moon. See the old me had some felonies. The new me come a lifelong warranty. This loose leaf coming vibrant green. What I'm smoking on turn me to a zombie ting. I be chasing bread like Frankenstein. Fuck, I meant Frankenstein. Spacesuit count, tracking with the concubines. No Jeffrey Dahmer, but I'm talking dead presence like damn you fine. Put the mask on, I'ma take what's mine. Market looking like the crackers from the hills have eyes. So I trick this bitch, call me Jandu wine. All this hate they brew, just a wrinkle of time. How they move the sticks, bitches nickel and dime. Smoke a Jeter to the head, pucker head, that's that lemon lime. Spacesuit hanging somewhere on an island in the Caribbean. Laid up in a hammock, listening to Yellow Mine. Spacesuit came back from the dead, Mike Jack in the red, shit was spooky. Woke up from the grave, screws in my face, shit look spooky. Murder season be a waste, had to look the other way, cause the shit look spooky. Ooh, talking goblins and ghouls and Dracula too, shit look spooky.
All right, one more.
All right! Come on! their knees and suck our Biggie size frosty. What?
Yo, screens green, let's get it lit. It's your boy Jackie Lay Tips. Swipe up with G and me, moon in quick. Always jack, take a tits, never grip. Drops on fire, levels getting hit. Bulls run by, there's big split. Pull up, lock in, don't you miss. Jackie live, we printing this.
Always jet to the tits.
Yeah, let's trade, baby, go! Woo! Always jack, take a tits, never grip. Drops on fire, levels getting hit. Bulls run by, there's big split. Pull up, lock in, don't you miss. Jackie live, we printing this.
Always jet to the tits.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see all of the names, and it's great to see all of the faces here within the chat box this morning. This morning, I am only going to take up a small portion of your time today and just talk about something very quickly before all of us collectively move on. If you want to join my Discord, be a part of my community, hang out with us, learn how to trade, whatever else, right? That's all good. But when you're done, you gain the knowledge, you lost all your money or whatever it is, right? Once you've kind of done and that's it, just leave. Just leave. You don't have to hang around so that you can screenshot my Discord to send it to your bros to have some gotcha moment. You don't have to pretend like you're buddies with me, leaving your little TG tag and being all cool with me and then talking shit behind my back in other people's Discords. And then one of my favorite ones that I saw here recently was that one of our longtime members, right? One of our long-term members was in another Discord talking shit about our terrible trades, including the terrible trade on AMC that we made. You guys remember that terrible trade that we made at $1.33 and then it gapped down after Adam Aaron diluted? Yeah, this motherfucking weak bitch hopped into someone else's Discord and said, ha ha, Jackie and the Tits Gang, they got cooked on AMC. Ha! Okay, so even at its lowest point, following that, that's not the point of this conversation. The point of this conversation is, if you're a bitch, be a bitch. Act like a bitch. Just get up and fucking leave. Right? But me, well, I'm tired. I work really, really, really hard, and I show up to these streams not just because I like getting Discord signups, not just because I love getting paid $2 super chats, not just because I love the people in the chat box, not just because I love my job, but because, I enjoy this. This is fun to me. Now imagine being so angry and such a little fucking pussy, right? That you decide that you're going to stay in my Discord for several more months while talking behind my back and then also taking my trades in place and then passing them all off to your buddies. Guys, listen, join my Discord. Don't. Be my friend. Don't be my friend. But it's just coward, lazy, weak bullshit to call me a bad person. As I've already done well. I already got to the top of the fucking mountain, folks. I know it's hard to believe, but I hit the peak. We got to Everest. I called the bottom of 10. I did an amazing job, and I took advantage of that, and I did it. But I'm still here.
Why? So I can go online for 3 hours and beg for $30? God, I make more in a single SPY day trade than I will in YouTube super chats. Because I'm a professional trader. That's why I've been here for 3 years, and people stealing my plays are unemployed, desperate for the next trade. Buddy, get a fucking job. Go out and do something. But me, this is what I do. I love this. I show up every day because I want to see this GameStop thing through. You don't have to question why I'm here. I know why I'm here. But too many people are acting like fucking pussies and then deciding that they don't like me and then they're going to stick around. Dog, you look like a bitch. Like, I'm being dead. You look like a bitch. So just leave with some grace. Just go. Just go. Do your own thing. Trade stocks. Make money. Be great. If I'm so terrible, then go out and beat me. Be better than me. Trade better. Make more money. Be cooler. Have nicer hair, cooler glasses. But me? Dude, I came from nothing. I could go pick up drywall screws in the Home Depot parking lot. And I could still make more money than anyone because I know how to trade, because that's the knowledge I gained. What do you want out of this place? And now I'm speaking to all of you in the chat box. What do you want out of this place? Do you want to leave the Discord or the YouTube or trading in general angry and sad that you failed so badly that now you spend your days on X talking about some man that lives in another country? Or do you want to really gain an experience? Do you want to learn how to do this? And no one's telling you guys that you are going to be as good as me. Some of you will end up being better than me. Some of you will end up being equal to me. And many will be just underneath me. That doesn't mean you're dumb or can't trade or can't do this. It's just there's levels to it. So what do you want out of this? Simply put, all of you should want to have some form of education. Because here's the simple answer. What if Jackie dies tomorrow? And everything right here goes away, right? And everything goes away. Will you have taken something away? Will you have learned something? Will you have been proud of the time and the effort that you put in instead of wasting months or years of your life doing nothing? What a failure that must feel like. To the rest of you, if you're here, learn. The education that I provide here, I know it works. I've made more millionaires than you've probably run into on anyone online. I promise you that. That's because what we do works. And I got the knowledge. The education's right here. Simple.
So, folks, that's to start today, this morning, and the end of the summer week. I'm very happy that the summer is coming to a close because it just has everyone acting crazy. And I'm just ready to go back to watching stocks, making big moves, up, down. At this stage, I don't even care. But my goal, right, is for you to learn. These shows, these streams, this is not to show off about how much money I make or how fucking amazing I am. It's part of the business and part of how business works when you have a job and you run your own business, right? You have to find ways to keep people engaged and excited. So we laugh, we scream, we act like savages because it's fun. It's real, it's authentic, it's what we do, right? Everything that we do here, guys, it might not be perfect. And it might not work every single time. But you are getting 100% of my effort every day. And that's the best I can give you. Alrighty. So that's to start this morning's conversation off. Just really needed to get that out of the way because we've recently had a whole bunch of people booted, removed, or just outright left the Discord because we just simply can't. I don't even know how to say it. I honestly don't even know how to say it. I don't even know where it started or where it came from, why these guys would go to another Discord and talk about me and think that I wouldn't see it. I don't know why. But that's their prerogative. I'm just going to keep trading, showing up. You guys make your decision on how you feel about me. And that's it. All right. So thumbs up. Thumbs up, everybody. Cool. So that's all we can do. That's all we can do, folks. So just to answer some questions at the end, all of the live streams from before, so pretty much every single one, has been removed. So if you guys have any, I'll say, questions about some of the education that was clipped from some of those or whatever else, feel free to message any of the mods and then they will tell me. And then what we're going to do over the next 3 months headed into the end of the year is we're basically going to redo those clips, but now say, even further along in our education. So that'll be the plan going forward. But yeah, all of the prior live streams are all gone, and going forward they will continue to be uploaded. So we have no worries about that. They will continue to be uploaded. But otherwise, I did remove all the other ones just to make it nice and simple. Alrighty. So, nope, they're gone. They cease to exist. Thank you for asking, though. All right. So, I guess maybe I'll just leave it to the chat box first. What stocks do you want to start with? What stocks would you guys like to start with? If you guys want to throw them into the chat box, we'll start digging into them right now. But what songs or what stocks are you looking at for? So I'm kind of mostly looking for the ones that we talk about frequently. So I'm going to look at for those ones first that you guys type into the chat box. So I see the Unity puts. I saw AMC on there a couple of times. YSS I saw a couple of times. Okay, so let's just start over with Unity. So Unity is pushing back inside the weekly Bollinger Bands. It's pushing back inside the weekly Bollinger Bands. So this is what we want to see. Obviously, we want to see a bigger swing, right? We don't just want, like, I'll say this little micro push. Like, we want, like, 10, 15, 20% backwards. So this is just a good start, right? This is a good start. Turn on the drawings again. If we head over to I think it's the 4 hour. Yeah, the 4 hour went through the confirmation of a failure swing. Multiple touches of bearish divergence at this high, and now we have seen it turn over at the resistance. It's below the 4 hour Bollinger Band center line, as those Bollinger Bands are squeezing pretty tightly. If it stays underneath this and those Bollinger Bands flatten, there's a good chance that this will start to push down and we could see a little bit of a bulge. And then that could take us all the way down here, and that would be a really fantastic move. All right, so that's what we're looking for on Unity to start with. Next one is going to be Chewy. Chewy, we're still waiting for the indicator signal, 24.90. So hit a high of 24.81 this morning. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there, folks. Almost to the first profit target. All right. Next one on the list, AMC. So right here. AMC still trying to break out of the cup with handle. If we want the breakout of the cup with handle, plain and simple, there's a golden pocket that we're running into from this high to this low. Okay? So this is our resistance right here for AMC. Just call it 275. So we need to break 275 for AMC to have a move. I'm a little worried that it's going to pull back because it did leave an indicator signal on the 15-minute back down here at 254. So hopefully, AMC can catch a big breakout first before pulling back to that indicator signal. So I'm going to pull anchored VWAP. All right, and then hopefully we can stay above that anchored VWAP. That'll be our goal. So that's what we're looking for on AMC. Okay, AMC. RSI on the 15-minute is also, I don't know if it's making a wedge, but there definitely is a trend line that it's chasing here. Okay, so keep your eyes on that trend line today for a breakout. All righty. Let's see here. eBay. Finding resistance under the 382 at that 107, that 107.33 just signal that we were looking at first, the first profit target of the harmonic. So good bounce on eBay. Now, guys, for the rest of the eBay thesis, it's very simple. It's got to break this. If it fails to break 107, then it's probably going to reject this and come all the way back down and give us that back test of the daily 200 that we were talking about. All right, so that's what I would say here for eBay right now. All right, is going to be the harmonic completion. We got the first move to the first profit target. Now we got to break through it at 107. Okay, Wendy's, man, look at this thing, guys. Wendy's with a daily golden cross. As price is consolidating above the macro 236, which is taken from all-time high to lowest low. This thing is so close. So close. All this needs is maybe a little news article, maybe a little shove from someone. But dude, I'm telling you, this thing is so close to having that breakout move towards double digits. Oh my gosh, it's so close. It's so close. So keep a watchful eye here as it continues to consolidate above 880. Okay. Service now, YSS. So YSS is once again back testing the 618. It had news this morning of some like deal that they inked and it was up 8% and now it's down 5%. And I feel like the Dizzy Kid meme, but listen, it's still in the RSI wedge. It's still good. So even if it breaks down, I told you guys we have the idea of placing the entry where the stop loss is. So this still is fine. It's still in the wedge. It maybe is going to make some divergence. I'm disappointed that it didn't break out this morning too, but it's still okay. By the way, SPY, that was a little bit of a pukage there. Okay. So yeah, with YSS, we're just waiting for the breakout of the wedge. And then I think what kind of happened here this morning is the space sector is shitty. Rocket Lab minus 2%. ArcX down. STS minus 2%. So yeah, the space sector isn't doing very good once again, which is a bit of a bummer. Alrighty, let's see here. Just Bulin, I am going to touch on that in a couple minutes here. Nokia is still holding above that macro 236 here, guys. So I know I have it fucking goofed on there right there at $10. So you're still holding above the macro 236. As long as Nokia continues to stay above that, it looks good, okay? So not really too much to add here for Nokia. Alrighty. Pizza. Do a pizza. All right, so we're just patiently waiting for pizza. We're patiently waiting for pizza. Okay, so it's got the harmonic, you've got the RSI wedge, it's trying to break out, you've got a MACD cross below center, it's got the juice. Maybe it needs to do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, but it's still good to me. And I like the RSI wedge, I like the MACD cross, and I like the harmonic completion. So pizza is cool. All right, pizza is cool. Okay, I think that's mostly it for that side of things. Headed over to the big dog list. So Just Bulin was talking about it here. So DKS. So DKS had some news, right? So did I or did I not call this? Right? I tried to keep you guys away from making this trade. Obviously, you can't go back in the streams now that I've deleted it, but this box was drawn to show you that if you were desperate to make a trade on this thing, that the potential to do it at this area of support was there. We also spoke about how that was probably not a very good idea, given that this looked like pretty clear distribution. I'm pretty sure that we talked about that on either Friday last week or Monday this week. And look at that, folks. Look at that. Tell me that we didn't fucking nail this to an absolute fucking T. That is how you actually trade Wyckoff and not fucking LARP as a pretender and knowing how to trade Wyckoff and distribution. Yeah, fucking sure. Okay, here. But look, I literally drew it a week ago and then it actually played out exactly as I drew it. So isn't that funny? Right? It's actually like Jackie knows what he's talking about, but everybody, oh no, let's go follow some guy with free Wyckoffs in his name because he definitely knows. No. Jackie knows. They don't. Sorry. So there you go. That's distribution. So we even looked at Lululemon. Actually, you know what? I think I do have the clip in the Discord. I think Bananito actually clipped that for me. Let's see. If he clipped that, he's a fucking legend. If he actually clipped that, he's a fucking legend, dude. I'm not sure if he did. I don't think so. What else? Oh yeah, we talked about that with Lulu. Oh, when was that? Is this yesterday? I don't remember when we talked about that. I'd have to ask Bananito. Maybe he remembers. So we might actually have that clip in the Discord. But yeah, Dick's Sporting Goods. There's your gargantuan distribution right there, folks. There's your distribution right there, right as we drew it. Very legal, very cool. I don't remember who asked me about this. It was Saturday's lesson. Was it really, Rocker? Was it actually? Yeah, I don't think that it was yesterday. I think it was last week. Actually, I'm pretty confident it was last week because that's where it hit that area of support. So it was either Thursday or Friday of last week. At the end of the video? Oh, okay. Oh shit. I'll have to find that clip for you guys. Sweet. Okay. Interesting. I'll get Bananito to fire in that clip. I'll actually message him right now. At Bananito, can you clip Dick's from the live stream on Saturday? They say it's at the end. Okay, there we go. Sweet. All right. So there you go, Dick's Sporting Goods. And because Dick's Sporting Goods had this massive, nasty gap down, I don't remember what it was. So I'm actually just going to hop on Twitter really quick and just check. DKS. Let's see here. So what was the news? Oh, they reported earnings. Oh, it was their earnings. Oh, duh. It's right there. Fucking idiot. Oh, it wasn't even that bad. Jesus, they must have guided down or something. Oh, their net say. Oh, yeah, they did guide down. Oh, yeah, they definitely guided down. Holy shit. Adjusted operating income 1.46 to 1.56 versus 1.71 to 1.83. Oof, that's nasty. Wow, okay, so there you go. So, yeah, that caused, because of the sector that this is in, and because of the size of this company in that sector, it brought a lot of other stocks down with it. So such as Lulu down 4% basically, and then Nike down 2.5%. So Nike's still holding the RSI wedge. Amazing, shocking. I don't even know how it's doing it, but it is, and that's sweet. So there you go with Nike and Lulu. Thank you for bringing that up. Just Boolin, because I'm glad that we got to talk about Dick's. So thank you guys for bringing that up from the Sunday or Saturday lesson, excuse me. Okay, so let's see. There was a couple of super chats here to take a peek at. We had Zorky. Keep it up, Jackie. Jealous people always want to see you fall, and we appreciate you. Appreciate you, Zorky. Thanks, buddy. And then who else we had down here? We had Groundhog Eater. B for M, and could you check MSTR? So, if you guys didn't hear about this morning, MSTR upgrade. So MSTR got an upgrade. Right here. No. Someone just this morning upgraded them. Oh, right here. Yeah. So Canaccord Genuity Group increased their target price on strategy from 130 to 175. So MSTR got a little bit of an analyst upgrade, and folks, we are back green on our initial MSTR trade. We had to show some patience. We had to show some resiliency. We waited for the bullishly divergent touches on the weekly, and bingo, bango, bongo. We fucking did it. So we're barely green, but it's green nonetheless. And now MSTR is going to run into the center line. You all know what the center line means. It is the divider between bull and bear. If we fail,
then we will push back down. And we could potentially make another touch of bullish divergence. If we accept, then we could see a beautiful breakout move towards the bull zone. You also have a weekly death cross that is very close to forming on MSTR. And testing it would probably be the most logical conclusion at this stage. Okay, and then if we pull a fib from the highest high to the lowest low within this trending move, you guys will see that we are currently knocking at the micro 236. So if we want to see a breakout on this thing now, it's got to go through 130. That is going to be a huge, huge level. So if we drop to the daily, open the RSI, it's in the bull zone. The MACD crossed the center. Life looks pretty good here, but it has to keep the momentum going to break through that 236. Alrighty, so that's your big resistance. If it fails, it left an indicator signal down here. Fuck. All the way back at 94. All right, so we need to break this. And Bitcoin needs to make a higher high. It needs to. It has to. It has to. It's still a lower high, still. So it needs to break this, but you know what we're about to run into? Fuck. Could be bearishly divergent in oversold. Overbought. Fuck. So please be cautious with Bitcoin at these levels, as the RSI is just saying, watch me, watch me, watch me. Okay. And that, obviously sort of goes against MSTR, looking for that breakout through this resistance. Okay, so just watch 128 to 130. It's a big level for MSTR. And yes, that means coin too, yes. Is Nike retesting its super macro 382? Yes. Yes, you have that correct, Ed. Morning, Coop. Morning, buddy. Good to see you. Okay, let's see here. What else do you guys want to do? What's next on your list? What do you guys have on your list for me that you'd like to do next? AMC trying to make a high of the day. Chewy holding on. Unity under 45 now. Okay, folks, our Unity trade is, SPY. Oh, SPY. Oh, SPY, SPY, SPY. How can you fill the gap? We can only go up. What the fuck are you doing, Red? Oh, I'm a silly bitch. There had to be something that just dropped. Hey, that's my assumption. Oh yeah, that was 1 minute ago. Okay, let's look. U.S.-Canada trade tensions threaten growth. That was 9 minutes ago. So I don't see anything. Was there data? I don't think we had data. Tuesday. What time is this? This is 10:30. Oh. It is Tuesday, right? Yeah, there's no data. Okay. Interesting. I actually don't know what that was. Oh, here we go. Trump is speaking. That's why. Trump is speaking, and Trump just said, Strait of Hormuz mines cleared. So President Trump says U.S. Navy has removed all detonated mines in international waters in the Strait. Trump warned Iran that any vessels placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed. He added that the U.S. Space Force is monitoring the Strait with a zero-tolerance policy on the new mine placement. So that's what the wick was there. Some Iran news coming out there about the Strait of American Hormuz. So why do I have like 8 fucking AMCs on the thing here? Probably don't need that, eh? Yeah, probably not. All right. What else do we got going on here? So let's head over to the chat box and let's see what you guys say. You guys are saying some. Oh, it is. Yeah, okay, it is comments. Yeah. Rivian. Yeah, we can take a peek at Rivian. And let's see here. NVO, Hollow, Gur, Snap. Oh yeah, I did want to take a look at Snap. I forgot. So let's see here. Let's do Rivian first because that was one of the videos that we talked with Oracle in the Discord and all those guys there a couple of days ago. So Rivian on the 4 hour, we were looking for the MACD to go through center. It did, propelling us into a nice, healthy, sharp move. Now it's kind of like bull flagging out as we drew it. It is consolidating. So if we could get this bull flag breakout, if we head over to the daily, look at the daily. The daily is mere inches from going through the center. If that can go through the center, this thing might actually go fucking nuts, dude. Like you might actually see this thing. Golden pocket, I guess, eh? Yeah, like 18. And then the interesting thing about this is on the daily, look at it, folks. Consolidation above the golden cross, right? This is really, 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 really positive. So all I would say at this stage for Rivian is like, this is your risk. You know, like this is where you probably are thinking, I don't want it anymore until it retests this trend line. Otherwise, to me, Rivian looks really strong because it's holding the bull flag and holding above the moving averages. So Rivian, to me, looks pretty damn delicious. Alrighty. Snap. So Snap, similar, kind of like bull flag structure almost. Like really similar. Just bigger, that's all. Oops. Okay. Oh, and that takes you right to the indicator signal left there. Oh. Well, shit balls. Let's see if this is maybe harmonic. I think it is. Yeah, an alt bat. It very well could be an alt bat. There you go. Okay. Well, I'll say this then. SkyDaddy is bullish on Meta, and Snap is typically a sympathy play with Meta. So if SkyDaddy has the idea that Meta could continue to find a healthy bounce, kind of, I'll say, within these lows, there could be a reasonable expectation that Snap sympathy may run in tandem with it. And then the interesting thing about Snap is Snap has this indicator signal up here at $7, which this little flag structure actually kind of matches with that profit target. So this is actually really interesting. This is pretty cool. So you do have the daily 200. You do have the alt bat that completes at like 6 to 615. So if you continue to break up, all I would say is you got to be very, very cautious about 6 to 615. And then if you can bust through that range, I mean, straight shot to 7. Alrighty. I saw, oh yeah, Wendy's. I think we touched on Wendy's earlier. But Wendy's is just beautiful consolidation above the 236. So everybody pray that it'll pump right off of that 236. Okie dokie. ServiceNow. What else were you guys saying in the chat box? Sorry. Hollow and NVO and Gur. Hollow. Oh, nice rounding formation. That's cool. I like that a lot already. That scares me though. Watch out for this trend line on Hollow. Watch out for this trend line on Hollow. Once it loses that trend line, I think this uptrending move might come to an end. and it could end up being with a lower high. You know, could end up being a lower high. So just be a little cautious on hollow. All righty. GER. Testing the daily 200 period moving average, gap down on its earnings, 13%. So testing the daily 200 is really important. Pull a fib, low to high. Just above the golden pocket, pull another fib from low to high. Testing the more macro 3A2. So this is a huge level. If you fail at this level, I mean, the odds of this going down are significantly high. So 1380, 1375 in that range, you like desperately need to hold that. Alrighty, AMC guys, AMC continuing to hold very strong. We're looking for that 15-minute RSI break. All right, so we're looking for the 15-minute RSI break. And if AMC can get that, we should be able to see it enter the bull zone on the 15-minute and see a healthy breakout. All right, if we check in on AMC order flow. Really? All right, give it a second. Let me just see on the last 7 days. So yesterday, the premiums were super high, and then they sold off. Maybe just some people taking profits. I mean, it did gap up a pretty sizable chunk, so that might just be some profit taking. Net premium was still generally bullish, though, which is good. Nothing for premium today, though, so... AMC, yeah, it looks great. We just need that last little push. We need that burst through. Alrighty, so that's what we're waiting for on AMC, is that last little push to break us through. So that's what we're waiting and watching for. Alrighty, what else do we have on here? I forgot to look at NVO. APP, and then I saw somebody ask a couple times about RZLV. So let's go over to APP. So APP, still think the most logical thing to do is wait for the harmonic completion. And it's come close, 1.261, but I prefer perfection in this case. So it needs like a couple more dollars lower. It needs to go to 295.59. Why am I not writing this down? Okay, what is this? APP. Harmonic. Right close. Is there any RSI wedges or anything? No, but I'll bet you there is a sequential count on the daily or the weekly. I'd be willing to bet that. Today, weekly, yeah, the weekly has a 7. So it might be a little soon, but I will say that the 7 count is very attractive. Last couple times that this thing's printed a 7 within this trending move, it's made some pretty sizable reversals. So this looks really interesting for sure. I've written this one down, and I'm actually putting it on my watch list now. And I'm going to set an alert here too. 295.80 is my alert. 295.80. So if you guys want to set that on there, you're more than welcome to. 295.80 on APP. And that's on August 25th. Man, can you guys believe it's already August 25th? That's crazy. That's actually crazy that it's August 25th. Did they say which bank got the sanctions? It was some Euro bank, I think. It's my understanding. Can we please look at AMCI sitting on the macro 236 Kenny's intern with the $2 bomb? All right. What was the fucking name of this? AMCI. AMC Robotics Corporation. This thing moves like shit.
That's the first thing that I can say about it. It moves like shit. I say that, and then in the exact same breath, I'm looking at weekly candles that are going up and down 30+%. So the fuck do I know? Okay, well, it's got no indicator signals on the downside, which is really bullish. It's testing the macro 236, which is really bullish. Testing the daily 50, which is really bullish. And then it gives you clear defined risk. Now, not something that I'm going to personally trade, right? Because I look at hundreds, if not thousands of stocks every year. And every day I'm looking at hundreds of stocks. And so for me personally, I don't trade every single thing that comes across my timeline because that would just cost me a lot of money. And I don't need to do that because I can just trade like 4 things, and those 4 things can make me enough money to survive an entire year. So that's usually where my focus is. So I personally wouldn't be trading this, but I show this as examples, right? So you can kind of understand what I say when the risk reward is clearly defined, because your risk is breaking this low and then watching it just sink into the depths, right? Whereas your reward is essentially holding the daily 50, holding the 236, finding a supportive bounce within this range, and then catching a breakout, whether it's the daily 200 or higher. So ultimately, like, the potential for this to have a really sizable move is pretty high. But obviously, right, this is like a turd stock that, I mean, you can look on the chart, it's pretty well a turd. That doesn't mean that there isn't opportunity. And again, I want to underscore this. This is the same conversation I just had about Dix on Saturday. Yeah, sure. It's at support, right? If we look over to the left, yeah, it's at support. And this is a reasonable chance from a risk-reward perspective. But if I'm looking at this schematic and thinking that this could potentially be distribution, I mean, fuck. This looks like it might be right at the fucking end of distribution. I don't want to be long at what I think might be the end of distribution. Right? So the same kind of rules are going to ultimately apply with AMC Robotics when I talk about this thing, right? What I'm trying to get at is that, like, okay, your risk reward is essentially saying that if I do not hold this spot, it's going to lose that low and then it's going to go into the depths of hell. And I don't want to be bag holding some fucking turd stock that I'm never going to care about fucking 3 weeks from now. You know, so the idea or purpose is simply just saying, okay, here's my support, here's my risk tolerance. Do I feel like making this trade? Does this match my risk tolerance and personality? You know, and I think the simple question is, what other signs or symptoms do we have that this thing wants to reverse? And to be quite frank, like, the weekly doesn't really inspire confidence. The daily doesn't exactly inspire confidence. You know, like, it's got to prove it first. You got to prove something to me first. So that's what I would say about AMC Robotics. Right? That's what I would say here. Oakley dokley. RZLV, I forgot to look at that. RZLV. So gapping up 25%. I'm sure one of you guys could probably explain why or what the reasoning was for that. But gapping up 25%, what we could do here is probably pull a more appropriate fib from high to low. You can see that you've broken the 236, you've broken the daily 200, broken the daily 50. I mean, this thing is on a tear, and it's probably going to search for that 382 at 350 if it continues this momentum. It does look like there is some level of resistance that sits right about here. So you can obviously watch out for that little bit of resistance there at, call it 315 to 325. But this thing looks like it just wants to go. Looks like it just wants to go, plain and simple. And then that RSI on the low side, that ended up, geez, what a weird stock. What a strange stock. It didn't really do that on the daily. Like, it sort of slipped below it here and then kind of under there, so it's shiggity. So yeah, RZLV, good job to those of you guys that were long on these areas here. You did a really good job. You did a really good job there. Funko, we can take a look at Funko, and then ASST. And there's C's RM. When? Went to $2. I did do Wendy's, but we can go back and we'll talk about it. Blake Curry, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you.
So let's just do these two here, ASST and Funko. So Funko first. Hey, you guys remember when we longed Funko back down here and everybody laughed at me because I was talking about how maybe GameStop could have an interest in buying something like this because it's one of the products that they sell and then they could just take control of it. Remember when everyone was laughing at me about that? You guys remember that? Let's have a live listen in to all the people that were laughing prior. Let's have a live listen in and see how their laughing is holding up. Oh, that's funny. That's really funny because I remember the harmonic that we called right here, which was a big crab. Remember how that harmonic completed basically perfectly? And it gave us a terminal candle, and we were like, oh man, this thing, we've got some indicator targets way up there that this thing could really, the potential for this to make a breakout and go all the way up there. I mean, it's there. You guys remember that? And let's take a look at how much it's up since the harmonic completion. I'm sorry, does that say 180%? I just really wanted to make sure. I just really wanted to make sure. FNKO. Let me get the post from 1 second, please. Okay, folks, here you go. This is from August 11th, 2025. So here you go. August 11th, 2025. Actually, August 8th, 2025. I bought 100 Funko here at Jackie's Alerts, and I'm totally fine losing every dollar on it. You shouldn't take this trade. It's literally retarded. And then let's zoom in at what price that was. Enhance. Just as Jackie described it. Just as Jackie described it, $2.62. And now let's head back over to Jackie's chart to see if he's scamming us. And the survey says, ooh, he did scam us a little bit. He took the measurement too soon. We got to go to 262. That's my apologies. My apologies. There we go. Okay. Now it's only 150% gain. So my bad. So just wanted to throw this out there. There are indicator signals on Funko currently at $12+. So just wanted to throw this out there that the potential for this to carry on is certainly there. And if we check in on some of the technicals, Golden Cross, back testing it, staying above it, you just had like a fucking RSI wedge that basically is attempting to break out potentially on the 2-day time frame, which would suggest that Funko could continue to get cracking. And if this continues to get cracking and then it breaks 750, it's probably going to go to double digits. And then all the people that laughed about Funko, I'm sure that they'll continue to talk on X as per usual. So there you go. So shut up, Funko. That's good times. That's great times. What else did we? Oh yeah, there was ASTS. No, ASST. I always get those two mixed up. So there you go, folks. ASST continuing to make its breakout move right alongside Bitcoin, right? Every time Bitcoin's up, ASST is also going to be up. We just spoke about this yesterday. And ASST continues to be a menace to society, looking for that higher high at hopefully the 80% chance of going to the 382, which is $28. So ASST, congratulations to those of you trading that. I know a bunch of you guys were trying to get me set up on that one. I just wasn't overly interested in it, but I wish I was now. So there you go. Good job on that one, guys. Really good job on that one. So I got to look at Wendy's for C's really quick, and then we can take a look at TTWO. So let's look at Wen one more time here. So Wendy's is still continuing to consolidate above this 236, guys. So this is all that matters. This is it right here. 880. That's a absolutely monumental pivoting spot for Wendy's. Okay.
So that's all we can really say about this. I desperately want to see this get into the bull zone. If it doesn't before the dividend earnings distribution thing, we're probably going to see this push back and retest the golden cross. And then that golden cross can confirm this bullish uptrending move. So just be aware of that. Okie dokie. Let's see here. TTWO and then gold. Yeah, we can take a look at gold. And then I see our pizza guy is in the chat box there, so we're gonna say hello to him. Take two. We're waiting for the harmonic. So here's another one we can write down. TTWO. Garlic. Daily. Completes 218.70. Okay. There, I got those written in the journal. So yeah, I personally think that you should just wait for this harmonic. I think that this is probably one of the cleanest ones I've ever seen. And I'm not gonna give away a secret on the stream this time. So with these harmonic structures, the one thing that I really like to see here is that the potential completion of this harmonic would happen at another higher low. And that could help the continuation of this trending move, very similar to the trade that we're kind of looking at on eBay, looking for eBay to continue its trending move. So pretty interesting there on take two. And I really, really think that it's just the simplest trade to be made is waiting for this harmonic to complete. If it doesn't, oh well, I'll just ignore this trade and then I just won't care. But personally, I think the simplest trade to be made is waiting for this harmonic completion below 219. So you want to see it below 219, and then there could be a really nasty trade to be made on this thing. So keep your eyes on that one, or at least just, mark it in your charts. Alrighty? Not in your hearts, mark it in your charts. Okay? Good. Everybody understands. SPY just nonstop downtrending day so far. Just nonstop. Lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Gold, I promise gold. So gold is just holding steady. Found some resistance at the macro 0.5. So no big deal. It's just chilling. So daily's in the bull zone, right? Lots of momentum still. So no need to be worried or nervous here. Right? Nuggie is holding relatively stable within the golden pocket above the daily 200 as the 50 comes up. We're good. Everything's good. We're good here. Gold is still fine. And gold is a macro idea, right? This has everything to do with inflation. And the US government and the current guys like in charge are not doing anything to quell the fears about inflation ticking up again. So plain and simple, like our bet is on inflation continuing to rise. So a micro one-day pullback or a retracement doesn't scare me. Things would have to deteriorate at a rapid pace for this thing to die. And I say deteriorate, it's kind of like the opposite, I guess. Because you want the conditions to actually improve significantly, so that way we don't have to worry about inflation. So that way the gold would come down, but. The odds of that, at least at this current junction, are extremely, 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 extremely thin. So, yeah, that's what I'd say there on gold. I see this guy ask me about ARK-K like 14 times. So we're going to do ARK-K, and then I'm going to get to, there was one other one that I wanted to look at. And then Hamburgini High, can you just ask me that question again? Just so that I don't forget it. Jackie the robot is here. I know, he's always here. Yeah, he's always here. Let's see, what else do we have here? Okay, so let's get to Giuseppe. Mamma mia, papa pia, paparella, mozzarella, Giuseppe Antonio. With the 50 pizza bomb pepperinos. Holy fucking Toledo Giuseppe with the 50 Toledo pepperino. He says, boom.
Rum breakout over 10 and per like I bought it the other day. Pizza. God, pizza. Let's check it on Rumble. So look at that, folks. Rumble is now into the golden pockets. Sneeko is continuing to drool and suck them in as they get closer towards that $12 coveted target, the prior highs of this formation. You can see it here, buddy boy. You've got a beautiful rounding bottom, and a rounding bottom is a fantastically bullish pattern, both ranking as a good bullish reversal and a bullish continuation pattern. So odds are pretty high that this thing wants to seek some continuation towards these prior highs at about 12 buccarinos. So you are at resistance. You are a little overbought. Okay, so just be aware of that. And you're making this round formation, so expect some hesitation. Maybe look for a cup with handle or maybe just like a little sideways price action. But Rumble looks awesome. Like, it looks great. Now, it did leave an indicator signal all the way back at 6. So you got to make sure that you're like taking some profits along the way and making smart decisions, right? But yeah, this looks great. Rumble looks great. Okay. Vinci Elliott, 150%. There's a guy named Jackie Lele Tits that's done multiple 100% plays this year, bro. I will harm you. Okay, and then let's check in on Per. So Per with the breakout to a new high all-time high. And now the expectation again is, right, we just kind of like what we drew it. You've got your higher high now. Once this candle closes, as long as it closes near the high, you've got what you wanted, right? You've got what you wanted. So you are overbought. You are at a higher high. Expect that there should be some level of now hesitation at these highs, and expect that it will kind of probably do very similar to what I've drawn on here. All right, that's my So just make sure that you're like taking some profits or making smart decisions along the way, right? Or even moving stop losses up, right? Just keep making smart decisions. All righty. And then let's see. We also had here Jailboy. Thanks on MSTR. You called it last week. Isn't that awesome, hey? So we spoke about how last week when we talked about the gold and the silver thing, we spoke about how Bitcoin is also a hedge against the inflationary monetary printing machine. And so I said to you guys, I didn't believe in Bitcoin yet, and I'm still not bullish on Bitcoin. But if you think that there is some opportunity and you like the idea of trading Bitcoin and Bitcoin-related stocks more than gold, maybe you feel like you've already missed gold, then MSTR and stocks like it were probably a reasonable hedge against that same kind of idea. And everything from Bitcoin to MSTR to Coinbase to anything in between, those have all done exceptionally well. So far, so good. My only hesitation is that Bitcoin still hasn't made a higher high. The higher high, you've got to close above this line. Until it closes above that trend line, we haven't made a higher high. And that's my concern. And the reason that I say concern is, one, it left an indicator signal, and two, it's in overbought territory, and it's now bearishly divergent in overbought territory. That's just not good, especially if you're trying to seek the continuation of the trend. Now, if we get a sharp pullback that isn't that deep, maybe it takes us to like 74 or 73.5. If we get a retracement like that, then all of a sudden the RSI is in the bull zone and life can carry on, and we're fucking good. But right now, as it currently stands, I'm just not seeing the things that make me want to be bullish on this. I'm just bullish on gold and silver, and I think Bitcoin is a great fucking hedge against that inflationary idea. It's just I didn't buy any yet because I'm not willing to put my money where my mouth is on that.
I'm just not confident in that one yet because I haven't seen the reversal signatures, and I also haven't been able to establish a position at a low. So it would be sort of foolish to me to jump in while the stock is at resistance and overbought, bearishly divergent, when I could just wait for that to play out and then look at a dip buying opportunity. Maybe it's a golden cross. Maybe it's a retest of these lows. Maybe it's just the 236. Who knows? But it's easier to be patient and let it show me rather than just FOMO in because it looks good at the time. My FOMO was gold. Right? I entered gold just a little bit too soon because I traded it at that 236 when the harmonic completed. And if I had shown just a little bit more patience, I could have got a little bit better of an entry. But I'm thinking long term, so I'm not trying to snipe the perfect entry, right? This is a theme that we've been talking about here on this show recently. I'm not trying to snipe the absolute most flawless bottom. If it happens, it happens. But my focus is just to have a position on it. So that way, when it makes a breakout, we could see it make that breakout, you know? Fizzle, I see you, man. I see you. But what do you want me to talk? Here, listen. I'll pause my thoughts here for a second, just to pause for you, okay? What do you want me to talk about on GME? No, but I want the chat box to even chime in here. What do you guys want me to talk about? I'm not bullshitting you. It has gone today, so far, up and down. This motherfucker has gone a grand fucking total of 17 cents. Do you see all the other opportunity that we've just been talking about? Just because you don't want to trade them doesn't mean that other folks don't want to, right? And yeah, this is great opportunity, but where's my premium? I'll ask literally every single day, where's my premium? Because every day I open the net flow chart, it looks like shit. Now, yeah, the premium is finally above positive. Look at the last 30 days. Womp, 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 womp. There's just other things to talk about right now. With GME, I'm just repeating myself every fucking day. I straight up just sound like a fucking crackhead. Okay, guys, the divergence and the RSI and the yeah, Jackie, we fucking know. You know, we know. So we're still inside of the 35-day window. Today is the a little over halfway point, right? Today is the little over halfway point. Okay, great. So we still have like what 16 more days to go, or excuse me, like 17 more days to go. Like shit, you know. So I don't have anything intelligent to add to this. I've already sort of explained what there is. Now, I will say, I guess there is one interesting thing that's currently developing on it right now, which is you guys can see the daily Bollinger Bands are finally beginning to squeeze, which is really, really, really positive, right? Because once those Bollinger Bands begin to squeeze, that tells us that the volatility is finally beginning to chill out on the stock a little bit, right? Now, the interesting thing is when we have seen big moves down like this before, once those Bollinger Bands begun squeezing, that was kind of like the beginning of when we could start to see the stock try and make a little bit of some sort of rebound, right? So we had the Bollinger Bands start squeezing here, arguably somewhere within that range. And within that, there was this nice little 10% move. Then it did nothing for an extended period of time. And then you guys know the rest. It made that 25% move or whatever. So that was cool. And then the other time before that, we have to go back a little while here. So there was also this example here prior to the big squeeze of 2024. Where once again, those Bollinger Bands within the yellow highlighted area, let me get rid of the moving averages. So once again, in the yellow highlighted area, the Bollinger Bands started to squeeze, right?
And as they started to squeeze, you guys can see this marked a double bottom on GME. And then the stock started to make a little bit of a recovery. And then we got back above the center, tested the top side. The bands were squeezing pretty tight. And then you guys know the rest is history. You know, and then we can go, again, I can take this one step further, like the whole way back, right? We started to squeeze the Bollinger Bands right here, and then look at the healthy little pops that were made in the midst there. That was the 9 weeks of hell. Then you can carry this all the way back here when we gapped up, and then the Bollinger Bands started to squeeze right here on the gap up, and then look at the swing down that it made following the squeeze of those Bollinger Bands, right? So typically, once you get these big swings up and then those Bollinger Bands make these like boob looking things, that's where you're looking for price to either break the center line or stay below the center line. And that's going to give you an idea as to whether or not, right? If you go below the center line, usually that's going to lead to a breakdown. If you go above the center line, it typically... Wow. Okay. I had to pause for a second. Oh, that's actually kind of makes me emotional. There has been something on the Bollinger Bands that I have been trying to figure out for 3.5 years, and I just figured it out. I actually just figured it out. Wow. What is that fucking noise? That is some kind of machinery. Holy shit. Wow. Yeah, I have been trying for 3.5 years to figure out something on the Bollinger Bands, and I just figured it out. Wow. Wow, talk about a eureka moment. Oh, fuck me. Is that on every stock? Oh, fuck me. Well, fuck me. Well, that's interesting. Wow. 3.5 years of trying to figure that out. And I just got it. Wow. Well, I'm going to have to make some notes about this. Wow. What was this called? Wow, that took me forever. I can't believe I just got that. The bobs and weaves. Wow, that actually took me for fucking ever. Shout out Fizzle, he was right. Talk about GME and a eureka happens. Look at that. Damn, that's crazy. I'll share that with some of you guys in the Discord later today. That is very interesting. Okay, Sorry, I'm trying to make notes here because I'm actually not even joking. I've been working on that for a long fucking time. Sweet. Alrighty, who else do we have here? So I've still got to get through some of the questions in the chat box, but just to finish my my thoughts or conversation with GME, you are beginning to see the Bollinger Bands begin to squeeze, right? That lower band is coming up now. Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to immediately just, start to squeeze like crazy, but you can see those Bollinger Bands are starting to get very, very tight. And every day that passes by where price just kind of does like this is another day where that Bollinger Band is just going to keep coming towards this. And the tighter that we could ultimately get these, the better. And then I guess ultimately it depends on where that kind of center line ultimately finds itself within this period of time. But this is really exciting. Do I dare share this? Can I have a free Discord for this? My guy, I'm running a discount right now. Last time yeah. But I appreciate your work and your effort. We have, wow, look at that. There's Bruce Ree. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you, Bruce Ree. We have Gabagoo with the $100 Mr. Gabagoo. By the way, buddy, if you're listening to this, you just let me know. You just let me know whenever you want into the Discord, and you can come in, right? I know that you were taking like a little break because you just wanted to like focus on doing your own thing for a little bit. So just like I said, right, the offer still stands. Whenever you want back in, you just DM me privately. I still have you as a friend on there, and I'll get you in. All right. So let's take a look at the ghetto spreads that you're looking at here. So you had mentioned a couple of ghetto spreads that you're looking at for this week. So you said you're looking for some ghetto spreads on MRVL, RBRK, and Okta. So first, let's pull up the earnings. Weekly earnings. Shout out to Nice Afro. This guy does literally every single week. Every single week, he makes a little list of all the expected moves, and this guy is actually a fucking legend. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, AFRM is this week, dude. So I would say AFRM is one that you want to look at for sure. Now, the only thing that I don't like about AFRM is AFRM earnings are on Thursday. So we only get one day. So AFRM has to be, man, that makes me kind of want to ignore it, to be honest. I think this is going to be the first time that I say ignore AFRM because I don't like that the earnings is on Thursday. I don't like having one day. So I think I would ignore that, actually. And I would probably stick with the three that you've picked. So MRVL. So MRVL, no indicator signals up or down, I don't believe. I think I have it on, don't I? Yeah. So no indicator signals up or down. So nothing to really, I'll say, necessarily aim for in that capacity. As far as a potential move, let's look at the last couple earnings. So the last earnings was only 6%. The earnings prior to that, 18. Prior to that, 8. Prior to that, gap down, 18. Okay, so it does have some volatility. I'd say that because it's happening on Thursday as well, you know, I would really probably stay away from this one because of the Thursday. But if you felt the need to push it, I mean, I would probably only go 10%. I don't know that I would do a ghetto on this one. So I would do like 265 C's and 215P. So that's probably what I would look at, 265 and then 215 on Marvel. But I don't like that it's on Thursday. I really don't like that. The other ones that you were asking for, RBRK. What is this, Reebok? Rubric. Big ass bull flag. Oops. Okay. What does this thing do? Last earnings, like 7%. No, I don't. I think this is one I would stay away from. I think. Oh man. I don't know how I feel about these. When's the earnings on this one? This one's also Thursday. I would stay away. I would probably ignore this one because those Thursday. I too much risk in trying to get one day. You know, that's why we like those ghetto spreads that are earlier in the week so that you can get the continuation of the move, right? So the earlier one this week was GUR. What's that one doing? So GUR saw a gap down this morning at its daily 200. So you have the rest of the week to see this thing after it already gapped down 12%. You have the rest of the week to see it go lower, right? So that's kind of the benefit of those ones that happen earlier in the week versus, what was it? RBRK. So Rubric versus something like this. It's on Thursday where you're only going to get Friday's price action to I'll say, help seek some continuation if it doesn't move enough. So the big thing that you're going to kind of want to focus there on what is this fucking thing? RBRK is just the fact that, like, you know, the earnings is on Thursday. So you only get one day. So could this thing make a 12 to 15% move? You know, 110 C's and maybe like 80 P's? Like, yeah, it definitely could, but you're only getting one day. So this thing has to have a massive gap up or a massive gap down, which isn't impossible, right? But it's just, there's so much more risk making those moves, like when you don't have multiple days to continue to push, right? So my suggestion would be to kind of stay away from them, because these ones are all on Thursdays, right? Your last suggestion there, we didn't look at Okta. So let's take a quick peek at Okta. So Okta is on Wednesday. So at least you'll have Thursday and Friday to seek some continuation on this. So what I would say with this one, we could probably look for like 15%. 15%. So 150 C's. And what would the other side be? That seems aggressive. And then probably 110p, I guess. And then what's the open interest look like on that? Pain. Okta. Check the open interest. It's decent. 150 has okay open interest. 110 P's. These have nothing. There's nothing there. Well, I guess that's the risk, right? That's why you hedge the other side. So there's not a lot of liquidity on this thing. So Okta is going to be a little, man, those three plus AFRM for 4. Those 4 are going to be really, really risky. And I don't know that they would be ones I would be overly interested in doing ghetto spreads for, especially on the last week of August. So that's just my suggestion. Okie dokie. So that's what I would say there, sir. Hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of a hand. I just think it's too risky. I think they're just too risky. ARCX, all right, or RK, yep. Well, it's already at a high, you know? So for me, like, these are not the stocks that I like to trade. I like to buy things cheap and then, you know, obviously sell them high. So if ARK-K was a generational opportunity, then I should have bought it back down here at like 30 or 35, you know, now that it's trading at 86. And this is big tech, right? ARK-K is the tech one, right? So if ARK-K is basically innovative tech, well, then we got to hope that the tech market continues to do extremely well, which, I mean, it's still very bullish, so we don't have anything negative to say there. And obviously, I guess the potential for this to go from here to retest some of these prior highs is certainly there. But I like to be a buyer down here and at lows rather than where this currently is, which is at resistance, right? It does have a nice daily golden cross. And we definitely don't disagree that tech is strong. I guess my concern is that I'm sort of just buying into resistance right now. And I just think that there's probably better tech opportunities out there with stocks that have made pullbacks, you know, semi-recently, like even, like I said this morning with SkyDaddy talking about Meta. Meta is trading at lows that it basically hasn't been to since September 2024 and April in 2025. So, you know, like, this is a pretty important area, it would seem. And so if the idea was that tech could continue to make a breakout move, or that you think ARK-K was going to go crazy, you know, I would kind of look at something like Meta and I would say I would almost rather buy like a couple of shares of Meta for this kind of swing here, even though the percentage is not nearly the same. I could trade Meta calls. I could just buy this long-term stock, and that's $97 per share. Right? You know, that's better than ARK-K retesting those prior highs, right? Like if we look at retesting those prior highs, I think the dollar for dollar gain is actually bigger on that 18% move for Meta. So yeah, look at that. Meta 18% move nets you more dollars than it does here on ARKK. You know, so me personally, I just like targeting stocks. There are some scenarios where I like targeting ETFs because I don't have one specific stock in mind. I like just like the whole sector, you know, but in this particular instance, when it comes to like tech, I would prefer to take beaten down tech stocks right now than I would to try and I'll say buy some of these tech ETFs at highs, like, you know, kind of like QQQ, for example, right? Like I wouldn't be buying QQQ right now, right? I would rather, if I thought QQQ was going to bounce, I would rather just buy a tech stock and make that trade. You know what I'm saying? So, is Meta about to get some bad court outcome? I think so. I think there's, I thought it already did though. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it already did. All right, let's check in on Unity. So Unity was down a little bit more there earlier, but still doing all right. So not too much to say here. We are looking for this to go hopefully back to like 40. At the bare minimum, I would be looking at 40. Pizza, not much to say there. Open 3%, SoFi 3%. SoFi still battling it out with that resistance. It's actually unbelievable how much it's battling it out with that resistance. HKD soon grow. Celsius, Circle still strong, bouncing off of that daily 200. Don't have much to say here on Circle. Did you cut eBay? No, I'm still trading. No, there's no reason for me to cut eBay. It didn't break anything. So it hit profit target 1, but I just moved stop losses up here. I didn't do anything with it because I got my stops right here below these two prior wicks. So it's right about here. And my entry was here. So I'm willing to give back some of those gains if it breaks down from here, because then I can just take another entry back here. Versus if it holds here and then breaks out, well, then my stop loss up here, I can just move it again, or I could decide to take profit at that stage. But I'd rather choose to just sort of play with the position because it hasn't done anything. You know, like 100 to 107 is great, but I kind of would like to see more. And ultimately, I'm sort of hoping that this harmonic completion that we have here, this bullish garlic, I'm really hoping that this harmonic completion can give us the continuation of this breakout move that we have seen, this large uptrending move that we've had basically since November of last year. And if this can continue to carry on, then this harmonic should theoretically propel us into a higher high, which theoretically could take us up towards that 125 kind of targeted number that we had always been speaking about. So that's what I'm looking for on eBay. Can you talk about Moderna, please? I bought it at 24. All right. So kind of bull flagging out. It's a little awkward to draw it, so I wouldn't look at this and call it precise. But there certainly is some sort of like little bull flag or consolidative structure that's taking place. Maybe drop to like the 30-minute, and there could be like not much going on. 15-minute, not much. Okay, so I guess I would say this. On the 4-hour, watch this trend line on the RSI. Because it definitely looks like to me there's some sort of trend line that this thing keeps finding a supportive bounce on. And I would imagine that once it lost it, maybe this run will kind of come to a conclusion. But for right now, it's hard to argue against it. It's got a huge round formation. You could argue that maybe this is going to make a cup with handle right against the macro resistance of the golden pocket. So your breaking point is 167, you know, and then you're looking to consolidate, bull flag, you know, cup with handle, whatever. You're looking for consolidative price action within this range, but you have a beautiful formation right here that suggests that this thing is very, 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 very bullish. And if we continue to look at the healthcare sector, which is something that we've been looking at with regards to the SPY select sectors, healthcare continues to be a fucking menace. Healthcare is an actual fucking menace right now. Look at XBI. You know, like healthcare is a fucking menace right now. So the expectation should be you should seek the continuation. You know, you should seek the continuation of that. So that's what I would say on mRNA, right? Your breaking point is 167, and then you're sort of just looking to consolidate between, I'd say, 130 and 160. And if you can hold that range, then life is good. You know, life is good. All right, and then Bag Alert. Bag Alert, what did Bag Alert say here? Bag Alert, CRSP, CRISPR breakout soon. Monthly MACD breaking center. Oh, really? This makes me so mad because we spoke about back down over here that this was accumulation. And we spoke about how there was the potential for a breakout here. And we caught this trade and it made a big ass move. And I'm not mad about making 100%. That was cool. What I'm mad about is that after it did that, it actually made, and now I can't remember exactly where I drew it. I think it was here, or give me a second and I'll draw this correctly. I think it was maybe here. Yeah. So from there to there to there, there was a bullish garlic harmonic and it was clean. It was super clean. And I was like, okay, chat. Okay, everybody in the Discord, we're going to wait for CRSP to dribble down to this harmonic. And then we'll look to long this completion for an absolutely monstrous move. And it just didn't give us that last final push. And CRSP has now made an absolutely fantastic breakout move. You've got a daily golden cross with both moving averages preparing to slope up, which is exceptionally bullish. You have a beautiful round formation here on the daily, and it is looking for a breakout. I think the simplest thing to do at this stage would be to probably pull a Fibonacci from the all-time high to the lowest low within this structure. That's what I've drawn here, okay? And after you've done that, you can identify, okay, the 236 we broke in that, the 382, 80% chance of getting there. It's at 64.30. That seems like a logical place to aim for. And then at that stage, you could ask yourself, well, is this going to try and make a cup with handle against resistance and then try to break out? Is this going to just round formation, consolidate, boom? Is this going to find resistance at this exact range and then push back and then look for another higher low? You know, lots of different scenarios, but you definitely know that 64 is your pivot. 64 is going to be your pivot. So this thing looks phenomenal. I'm just really disappointed that I didn't get that last little 12% down push because I was really, really, really hopeful that we were going to catch that and that this was going to be a monstrous move. So a little bit disappointing there, but hey, not that bad. You know, not that bad. Flint Creek, Bioa, big gap down, BioAge Labs. My first initial thoughts are for you. Probably gapping to a 0.5 Fibonacci. So your line in the sand is 870. I'm not crazy about it. It's not bullishly divergent. That is a low and that's a higher low. So it's not bullishly divergent yet. So I'd probably steer clear of this one for now. Because there's nothing that jumps out at me that says like, that's bullish. You know, like I just don't see anything that just immediately jumps out at me. Now, there could be a crab. I'm not going to sit here and say that that's the nicest crab I've ever fucking drawn in my life, but it's not the worst. Damn, that could work. Okay. Sweet. And that's right. Oh, well, technically, did that complete? No, it came very close. Okay. So there could be a crab here. BioAge Labs at 860. So I would keep my eyes open for that one. I'll bet you if we turn on scam hours, it looks a little bit better. Yeah. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. All right. So that's what I say about Bioa. GME premium getting interesting. 180K so far. So let's go over to the live flow and let's just see what we got going on here today. Okay, so the bullish flow that we're seeing is a plethora of different strikes. 17, 18, 19, 25. The 17, 18, 19, oh shit, 60. Hey, Coop. Hey, Coop. You remember when you were with me and we were watching GME on the order flow? And you remember when GME was trading at 10, when those order flows and all that shit was coming in? Do you remember what specifically it was that kind of caught our attention about this? Do you remember? Because this actually just caught my attention, like probably for the first time. Look at this, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is exceptionally similar to what we saw right here. I could have fucking swore it. 24th. 10, 11, 12, 13, 8, 12, 13, 11, 12, 10, 13, 12. And look at every like 15 to 30 minutes that was coming in. I remember that very well. We need to see numbers like this though. We need to see bigger premium. But I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is interesting. 19, 18, 17, 16. And they're not long dated. This is for October. October monthly expiration. Maybe a little covering, maybe? I want to be excited, but I'm not yet. I'm not yet. These 25Cs for January keep coming in, though. These keep getting pounded. I've been noticing that last, 14 days? 30 days? Because this candle was huge, too. Oh, I'm not excited yet, folks, but there's signs of life. There are a few signs of life that are just slowly peeking their heads. Jackie, have you covered Netflix yet? No. Just before I cover Netflix, so I'll put it on the chart here so I don't forget, I had a PP come in. We had a PP come in from Johnny Ron. It's Johnny Ron. And Johnny Ron says, I got into the Discord for 420 and want to up it to 500 to show it's worth it. It just so happens to be 69 pounds. Nice. This is a cut from my U gains as a thanks to actually help me make this trade instead of a gamble. Thanks for what you do. Wow. Thanks, Johnny Ron. That was a very nice message. Thanks, Johnny Ron. Johnny Ron. What a fucking legend. Thanks, buddy. Go Chewy Go says, anyone in NIOD. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Johnny Ron, for the 100 dollar bomberino. What a fucking legend. So I promised that guy that I was going to do Netflix first, and then I'm going to take a look at INOD for Go Chewy. And I'm also probably going to upgrade him because I think he's been, well, no, he doesn't have no TG tags, so now I have to fight him, I guess. Kenny's intern firing it in there in the Discord. Fucking legend. All right, so Netflix. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Netflix. So Netflix, interestingly enough, is breaking back or attempting to break back above its macro 236. It's broken its micro 236. And now it's got the 80% chance of going to the 382 at 85.68. So Netflix continues to look really, 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 really good. And now there is the potential that this could be an Atom and Atom pattern. This could be an Atom and Atom bullish reversal pattern. So if you head over to the pattern index, you go to A for Atom, Atom and Atom double bottoms. So this is kind of what we're looking at for on Netflix. It looks a little goofy because I'm on the daily. If I go to the weekly, it looks a lot better. There you go. So that's kind of what we're looking at with regards to an Atom and Atom here. Maybe a potential Atom and Atom reversal pattern beginning to take place. If we look at the overall rank of the Atom and Atom pattern, it's not very good. So what I would say is when we look at the weekly on Netflix between these two lows, there probably was a nice big touch of bullish divergence. And now Netflix is going to test the center line. If it breaks the center line of the weekly RSI, it can make a big breakout. However, if it rejects, it will also reject this 236 here, and then it will very likely come back and retest this same area at $70 to $72. Okie dokie. So that's what I would say on it there. And then I have to do INOD. So INOD, InnoData trading at basically all-time highs. No real appropriate fib to pull from these, so we'll just do this first, and you're still a long way away from there. You could, on the monthly, each of those highs is bearishly divergent, which is terrifying. Well, if it stays above center on the monthly, then you don't care because this thing will just keep going up. But if it loses the center, I guess I would probably look to maybe the weekly entering the bear zone or the daily getting buried in the bulls or bear zone, excuse me. But for right now, it's sort of in the middle of no man's land, and I would probably ignore it until it came back to 38 or if it found support within these moving averages. But for right now, I really don't like what I see. So that's what I would say there. I'm not a huge fan of what I see on the chart. Where did I reply to him? All right. And then let's see. What's this? That's on Nike. Okay, so let's go over to Nike. Boom. And I think he said something about a 15-minute garlic or something completing on this fucking turd. I don't like that this high is higher. So it's close. Fucking Nike. I just wish it would do it, you know. Okay, so let's go over here, back to the green list. GME's warrants, still holding relatively stable. Let's check in on GME's IV. So currently 47. All right, so nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Chewy trying to fight back again. All right. What else? So yeah, those touches of bullish divergence are great for the warrants, but now we need the daily RSI to break through center. And then I'm seeing Wendy's. Make a healthy move. Yep. Okay, well, why is it displaying the wrong price? Why are you displaying the wrong price? Stop it. Get some help. So Wendy's, golden cross, and now looking for that breakout into another new high, folks. So Wendy's continuing to hold up well. Wendy's holding up very, very, very well, guys. Very happy with this thing so far. Okay, I'm actually on the verge of pissing my pants. So we're going to pause here and just play a quick tune. and then we'll fire it in there. All right, so let's get it in here.
Something stopped your deletion. We need to find out why.
But this wasn't the mission.
The missions changed. They always do.
Are you sure?
Holy fuck, there's a lot of green, and most of the plays are pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up to the fucking moon. They're pumping up. They're pumping up. They're pumping up. Pumping to the moon. Moon, moon to the moon. Moon to the moon. Holy fucking shit. This is awesome. I hope it keeps going. Carry on my wayward traitor. There'll be peace when you buy coals. Lay your bullish head to rest. Don't you put no more. Holy fuck, there's a lot of green, and most of the plays are pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up. Yes, they're pumping up to the fucking moon. Pump, they're pumping up. Pump, they're pumping up. Pump, they're pumping up. Pumping to the moon. Moon, moon to the moon. Moon, moon to the moon. Holy fucking shit. This is awesome. I hope it keeps Carry on my wayward traitor. There'll be peace when you buy coals. Lay your bullish head to rest. Don't you put no more.
Alrighty, folks. Alrighty, back in action. 476 of you sons of bitches currently tuned in. So I think what we're probably gonna do here is, well, why don't I ask the chat? Do you guys want to do, like, we could go through some of the members' charting room stuff? We could go through SkyDaddy and see if he's got any trades or anything going on right now. We could, there's a whole bunch of things that we could attempt to do. So, did you guys know that the market is so slow this week that even Josh Answers isn't even streaming? Did you know I streamed more times this year than Josh Answers? That has to be a record. And no shade. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just saying. I finally beat him. I finally got more fucking streaming days than him. Let's go. So good times. There we go. Light bullish towards calls for this week. So we have the Jackson Hole stuff tomorrow, as well as NVIDIA's earnings happening on Wednesday. So make sure that you're very cautious about everything that we kind of anticipate this week. Yeah, Stock Market Live. Yeah, I love that guy. Yeah, 100%. That's who you're talking about. Or, well, I think I used to like that guy, but I don't know. I think he thought that one time when I was gifting memberships that I was like trying to like steal his members, and I'm not, because I'm literally retarded, but yes, I do like Josh Answers. He was one of the people I literally listened to that I learned a lot of economic knowledge through. So, but yeah, I don't know. I guess when you have a competing YouTube channel that's attempting to basically do the exact same thing, I guess maybe it comes off as weird when I like try to gift memberships to his channel or what. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what proper human interactions look like anymore at this stage, because I've just dealt with so many fucking people over these last weeks that I'm like anti-people. You know, I'm like definitely long dogs, but short people. Long dogs, short people. So that's mostly where I've been for this week. That's about my thoughts. Let's see here. Kenny's intern. Can we go over Fubo? It's giving me INTC accumulations. Isn't Fubo long gone? Am I wrong? I thought Fubo had already started like long time breaking out. Am I wrong? Oh yeah, I'm definitely wrong. What fucking stock was I think? What was the one that you guys showed me yesterday? There was a stock that you guys showed me yesterday. I don't think it was Funko, and it obviously wasn't Fubo. It was one that was already in a breakout move after kind of like a. Does anybody remember what that was? Oh, I can't for the life of me think about what that was. By the way, Nugget with a new high since our entry, guys. So look at this, folks. Look at our boy Nuggy. Look at our boy Nuggy in the Volkswagen buggy. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Our boy Nuggy with a new high since the entry. So there you go, folks. That's amazing. Epic stuff. 90% now on Nuggy. 90% now on Nuggy. There we go. Divergence on the, yeah, that's good. Beautiful. Good stuff, Johnny. Johnny Ron, good stuff. I'm going to come back to that, Johnny Ron. We're going to look at that thing for you. So I just wanted to see if the chat box figured out what stock it was I was talking about. Yes. Roku. Yeah. How did you know that? How did you know that was the one? You're a savage, bro. How did you know this was the one I was talking about? Roku. This is the one that I was mixing up. How did you son of a bitch? How did you know that? That's impressive that you knew that you could figure that out. Very impressive. Nice job. So Kenny's intern, Fubo. And then I think Cubic said in the chat box that they said something in the, yeah, Cubic said he did a little TA questions room last night. So we'll check that out. So on the weekly for Fubo, big weekly, nasty death cross. That's fake and gay. We all obviously hate that. Looking over at the daily. The daily, you got back above the daily 50, which is great. And you're putting in an inverted head and shoulders here. Complex question mark? Question mark? It? Well, at first you had my curiosity. Now you have my attention. Oh, and look at the bullish divergence. Christ, that's a huge failure swing. Woza. Woza. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oakley dokley. Okay, now you definitely have my attention. Tell me there's indicator signals here. Tell me on any of these swings down right here that there's going to be a fucking blue line that shows up just like that on the 4 hour right there. You cocksucker. I thought for sure there was going to be one. I was actually so convinced. Doesn't look like we have any indicator signals. Bummer. Okay, well, that's not the end of the world. It just doesn't make it as reliable for a possible reversal, but that's fine. God damn. What's really interesting is if it breaks out the same way that we've drawn it here, you could then have a much bigger head and shoulders that could form on this thing. You know, because then you got do. Right? That's big fucking head and shoulders. So that gets real interesting. What kind of percentage are we talking about here? 20% to the 236. Ah, Kenny's intern. Why have you done this? Boy, I think doing a fib time zone is probably going to be super appropriate. Where that fib time zone should be taken from, that's going to be the problem. I want to say all-time high. I want to say from here down to here, but I just don't think that's going to have any significance. No, not really. I'm just trying to think of the best way to do this. Maybe around this gap up. You know, like maybe that just because I don't like that it if I want to pull low to high, I don't like that it encapsulates this. This means nothing. I want to pull there to there, but that won't give me a goddamn thing. I know it won't. This is just useless. Yeah, like that's fucking useless to me. So then it's like, well, what if we did pull it from the first low here? Or here? See, now all of a sudden it gets interesting. Well, fuck off. Now it gets interesting because that line is right before the earnings in November. What's the ADX doing? Hello? Huh? Why are you being weird? It's me. Probably saw the fucking black garbage bag in the dumpster and was like, oh shit, it's a person.
We're under attack.
Yeah. Or, that's all right. Mostly, yeah. Yeah, mostly pretty quiet. Yeah. It's so slow this week, wife, that even Josh isn't on. Yep. That's how you know we're really out here grinding through the fucking dog days. Yeah. All right. Roof, what do you want? Let's see here. Oh, yeah. I wanted to look in the Discord for the questions room last night that you said that you did. Oh, Roof's got to go to work, so that's why. All right. Have a good day at work, buddy. Have a good one. And thanks for all your hard work. Let's go to, he said the questions room, so let's go over to the questions room. Questions, talking about questions. Oh, that he might have meant not the questions room. He might have meant the members charting room. So let's go to the members charting room. Let's just find Cubics. Where are you at, Cubics? Find user Cubics. There he is. Let's find his thing here. That's main stock. That's all yesterday. TA questions. Oh. Okay, gotcha. We have questions and then we have TA questions. All right, let's see here. So he was talking about the mega macro on SPY 1 month, predicted the resistance at the golden pocket and the 886 if we drew this back in 2000 and you're talking about a trend based. Nice. Look at that. I like that a lot. So look at this, folks. It took me a second to figure out what was going on here. But in the Discord here, Cubics and UPS guy, they were talking amongst themselves about the monthly on SPY and talking about how to draw trend-based fib retracements. And right here, Cubics was kind of highlighting, if you draw a fib from COVID low to 2021 high to 2022 low, that fib extension would show you the resistance that we have kind of had along this way in all of this price action that is all new, all-time high, 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 right? So how can you draw fibs with something at all-time highs? And this is what he did. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop back over to SPY. We're going to use SPX because my SPY chart is fucked. So I just like to use SPX. And we're going to go to the monthly. Actually, I can just go like this and just go bang. All right, and then we can go to the monthly, then we can go to COVID, and then we're going to draw a trend-based fib extension. So go into your Fibonacci tools, go over here to trend-based fib extension right here, and you're going to go from from low of COVID, March 2020, to the high, which I think was January of 2022, and then to the lows of October 2022. And that is your trend-based fib extension. All right. And you guys can see along the way, right? You can see the giant wick into the golden pocket. You can see the resistance that was provided on the monthly there for it. You can see the 886 and its importance here. And then look at what we're currently looking at testing, folks. Look at this. Oops. SPY, since COVID, just hit the 1.618 trend-based fib extension. Would you believe it, folks? Isn't technical analysis amazing? And look at the resistance that we have now run into, which certainly starts to align with our idea that we have difficulty trusting SPYs on this high right now, right? So very, very interesting that we draw that fib extension and boom, suddenly you're at the 1.618 trend-based fib extension of same said COVID low. Boy, that sure is interesting. So cool. Thank you for doing that. That's actually a really cool thing to bring up here on stream. That's oh, wait. I wasn't on log scale. No. No, it's been off log the whole time. Not all of them, right? Okay, good. 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 Okay, fuck. I got scammed. I got grifted. Fuck. So we're just going to pretend like I didn't say any of what I just said. And we're still going to use the same rules. You go COVID, January 2022 high, October 2022 low, trend-based fib extension. And the same kind of things apply, but the Fibonacci's have adjusted. So we have the 0.5 Fibonacci here. Hey, guy, are you good? So running into the 0.5 fib extension as resistance, breaking out, running into the golden pocket, finding resistance there. And then look at the peak that we made at the beginning of 2026. That was the 886. Found resistance at the 886 Fibonacci. And yeah, now currently with the log scale actually turned back on, we are not even near the 1.618. In fact, we're still a millennium away from the 1.13. So, whoops. So, oopsie. That was an oopsie daisies. So, didn't realize that it wasn't on log. That was good times. That was good times. All right, let's see what else. What else we have on here? Wendy's is still holding up very strong. Yes, Wendy's is looking for a new high. Wendy's very close to a new high. It did hit 904. That's our high currently. So if we break 904, that will be a new high of the last several weeks and months. Are you good, bro? You just heard the crazy big machine that went by, and now you're just like cracking the fuck out. Why don't you just come up here, and then why don't you just lay your little butt down? No, all the way. Lay all the way. Please. Lay, all the way to San Jose. Thank you. All right, so yes, we are... oh, there you go. 905 for Wendy's. So that's a new high over the last couple of weeks. That's a new high for Wendy's over the last couple of weeks. So there you go, folks. What else do we got here? Jackie, could you just say the ticker QSI whenever you mention it? It seems to go up. QSI. So I seen it was doing okay today. So, excuse me, sorry. I really like this daily trend line on the RSI. So far, this looks good to me. QSI battling it out with the daily 50 period moving average. It still has so much work to do, so I don't want to get overzealous or overhyped or overexcited yet. It still has so much work to do. But it's looking better. It's definitely looking a lot better. All righty. And then Ben says MSTR with a new high of the day. So there you go, folks. MSTR testing that 236 now. So now officially running into the resistance point at the 236 of 128. So there you go. And ASST continuing to break out. And then what else we got going on here? We had Benedito with the 250s. I love you, buddy. Appreciate you, Benedito. Thanks for all your hard work in the Discord and all your hard work for the 2+ years that you've been here for, man. It's really appreciated. So thank you very much. Anthropic is expected to tell investors it sees a more than 30 trillion total addressable market, more than SpaceX. Yes, and I see GME to 100 in the future. When? But I see it in the future, so haha, take that for data. How about that? Thanks for sharing that there. Shout out Bloomberg, Anthropic. Jackie had no idea Canada had millions of lakes and that the majority of them have crazy names. Yeah, I did. Shut up. Yeah, QSI has been holding relatively stable. It's because the quantum stocks have been a little bit better. Now, GER just reported earnings, so that's why it's kind of gapping down. But you look at something like APLD, which is, held relatively steady over the last little while. What was the other one? I can't fucking remember. Qubits has also been holding relatively stable. So the sector as a whole has started to stabilize a little bit, which has really helped QSI. And now I would just imagine it's a matter of time before maybe we see that secondary, more lethal cycle on some of these stocks and some of these small caps. The only thing that I guess makes me a little nervous is IWM is so bearishly divergent on the weekly, like so many touches. So maybe one big retracement is due, and then we can just send everything, small caps, all that shit to the fucking moon again, buddy. That would be fucking mint. So that's what we got going on there. Trump posted on Truth squeezing. Are you dead serious? Can somebody find me some proof that he did actually fucking say that on True Social? Hot Sauce just asked, so has anyone looked at the similarity of price action and the MACD today compared to right before the 2024 squeeze? And then I just tagged Sneak because Sneak, little fucking sneaky son of a bitch, hilariously enough, he actually just spoke about that last night with us. We were actually having a larger conversation. And then he just sarcastically replied to me and saying, it doesn't look anything like it. And then he puts his embarrassed face and then says, just kidding. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. So I'll bring you guys into the Discord to show you so then Sneak can know full tilt that I'm stealing his work. So suck it, Sneak, you fucking turd. So we head over into the Discord here, and here's Sneak. So Jackie was talking about something that I can't show you yet. But right here, Sneak was also like, look at the MACD. So if you guys look at the MACD, you guys can see in April 2024, look at that MACD histogram. Even though price was dropping the whole fucking time during that period of time, the histogram was going lower, 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 higher, 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 higher. Sorry, I mean, higher lows. That's what I meant, but you get it. Higher, 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 closer towards the center line. Okay? And that's all at the same time as price is just going straight down. And then Sneak says, look at that prior to the big squeeze, right? Look at that compared to what we're doing here. And he goes, look, that whole time that the histogram has been pushing down, that whole time, you guys have seen price action down. Now, what's also quite interesting is if you look at the Bollinger Bands in the picture that Sneak has provided, you guys can see that price action was outside the Bollinger Bands, came back in, and then pushed down inside them the whole time. Look at 2024. Look at this. Outside the bands, push back in, down a bit lower, inside of them, turn, MACD cross, bada bing, bada boom. Oh, man, and I could even take this one. Maybe we should just show the folks in the chat box this. Hey, maybe we should just show them. I know I showed you guys this yesterday, but lots of you guys didn't get to catch the stream yesterday because we took it down or whatever. Look at the RSI. Here's 2024. The RSI went down 45% or 27 points, making an inverted head and shoulders that then broke out and led to the great squeeze of 2024. You look over at what we're currently doing. Look at this. 49% down for the RSI. That's how much it moved from the peak to the low. 26 points. This one was 27. Isn't that fucking hilarious, right? And then at the same time, it too is also making an inverted head and shoulders on the RSI on the fucking daily. Now you pair that with the Bollinger Band analysis we just did. You do that paired with the MACD analysis that Sneak threw out there for you guys. Boy, oh boy. Isn't it interesting that all of that just so happens to coincide with the exact same thing that we have just been talking about too? Dare I draw these lines for everyone once again? Yeah, sure, I will. No, why am I starting here? Let's go back to the actual meaningful one. Let's go back all the way in time and let's redo this for everybody to see, because this is just the easiest way to do it. Probably should do it on the weekly, I guess, eh? So come all the way back here. So wick low. Wick low, make it in green, and then body low, body close low, Alt H, make that orange, make this orange and say body close low. And we drug those things all the way across, and you guys remember, holy shit. That just so happened to coincide with the low that the cat was buying at before this thing went fucking. So then what we decided, right? I'm sure you guys remember this stream because nobody could have possibly forgot about this. This was just like a couple months ago. That we took these very same things from the 2021 lows. So our wick low and our body close low. And we drug those across, and once again, we noticed, hey, what do you say? Price action right inside of that box, and off we fucking went. Hey, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. So then you guys will remember we were talking about the harmonic structure that we had right over here, right? We had this beautiful harmonic right here, waiting for the harmonic completion at 1.272 or whatever the fuck it was, right? And because we were waiting for that, we drew these things on here because we had fucking nothing better to do. And we said, okay, where was the body close? Where was the body close low? And where was the wick low between the U-turn that we made on GME back over here? Well, this was the body close low. This was the wick low. I think I've drawn those reasonably close. Yeah, good enough. Yeah, it's basically perfect. And lo and behold, once again, all the way back to the same area. So 3 times. 3 times. Back test the IPO low, bang. Then it makes the U-turn. Back test the U-turn low, bang. Make the U-turn low. Comes back test the U-turn low. It's a pretty similar structure, all things considered. Right? So no, Jackie didn't say 17. Me. But I very clearly said wait for the harmonic and premium, of which I see none. Well, I mean, there is some today, but oh, no, and it's gone. Oh, fuck. Hey, so we heard you have some positive premium. I would like to also, and it's gone. So we had positive premium, and it's negative. So until the premium changes, the story remains the same. We must continue to be patient before I am aggressive on any sort of options trade. But we're in a great spot, great position. So that's what we kind of got going on with GME. And then on the, I think it's the daily, I believe did we end up getting that? I think it actually stopped the count. Yeah, because it didn't close below those. So I think the 13 count actually stopped. Yeah, it stopped yesterday. So now we only have the 2-day and the 3-day remaining. So the 3-day has the 10 count, which closes today, and then the next one, 11, 12, 13. So really 13, 9 and 13 have been the two that we've sort of been paying attention to the most, but we do have the 9 currently on the 3-day, and then on the 2-day, we also have a 9 signal that is currently printing as of today. So if we just look at the 2-day, and we just look at all of the times that the 2-day has printed the long buy signal on the 9. Let's just see how often that has worked out. So of the long signals on the 2-day for the TD sequential using the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 signals have been produced so far. Of those, 1, 2, 3, 4-ish, 5, 6, 7. So 7 out of the 13 that have actually happened. So it's like a 50-50 chance. So that's not very good. What if we narrow it down to long 13 signals? Does that change anything? If we change it to long 13 counts, we've never had one since the squeeze of 2024. And since the squeeze of 2021, we printed four of them. And of the four, 2 were good, 2 were not good. So 50-50 chance. So the 2-day doesn't really seem like a very appropriate time frame to find any level of reliability. So maybe we're going to jump back to the 3-day. And we'll check the 3-day 9 signals only. Oh, I picked the shorts by accident. So on the 3-day, you have printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 long signals. 7 have actually printed. And of those, 1, 2, 3, and a half, 4.5, 5. So 5 out of the 7 signals have been good. So that seems a lot more appropriate. If we then move this even further to the 13, right, give us the TD long 13 signal instead of the 9. Now we've only printed 2, and both of them were really exceptional. So the 3-day seems good. It seems like we need a little bit more. And that kind of aligns with our idea that as long as we continue to stay within this 35-day window, price action probably isn't really going to move all that much. So if price action isn't really going to move all that much, the probabilities of potentially printing the TD sequential 3-day count are pretty decent. I would definitely say that. I do think GameStop will randomly release the earnings again. I do think that'll happen. Yeah. Yep, I do. I do think that'll happen again. I think Bad Robot is probably on to something about that one. Bull, dude, that thing is a fucking menace. Bull is crazy. Where's Unity? I forgot to look. All right, under 46. I'd like to see it under 45. Oh, let's see here. Looking into your chat box. What do we got going on? David Goggins call sellers. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Wiz King, good to see you. Obi-Wan Kablomi with the $2 bomb says hi. Good to see you, buddy. He says with another $5 bomb, he says, I remember old DD suggested a fake MOAS would happen. You think May 2024 could have been that? It's hard for me to imagine that that's the fake out if the fake out didn't even break the original squeeze high. You know what I'm saying? Like that 2024 squeeze was fucking incredible. But you didn't even break 3 of the prior highs, right? You got close to it. But close only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. You know, we didn't even test those 3 highs. So to me, I don't think that was I don't think that would be enough. To me, I think you would have to see, at the very least, I think you have to see triple digits again. Because triple digits is just like a big psychological level. You know, at $100, people are, well, they'll lose their fucking minds. Yeah, pre-marketed touch 70 something, I think. But I don't really care about pre-market. So yeah, pressed $80. Hit $80. So most of it matters where it opens up, right? Because lots of people are trading options, and you can't sell options in scam hours, at least not yet. Apparently, they're bringing that to the United States stock market soon, so there's just another way that we can get scammed and grifted on our options, so that'll be fun. That explanation sound, if that's the way you want to take it, then take it that way. I'm telling you what I think, and I think that's wrong. So today could be the day. They released a week early last quarter, usually on a Tuesday. A real surprise would be 2 weeks early. Next week is Tuesday is the 1st. And last year we had earnings on the 2nd, the 9th. And then over here, we had earnings on the 10th. And over here, we had earnings on the 6th and the 7th. So we've really only had earnings, it seems like the second week of September. So Tuesday the 8th or Monday the 7th, something in there probably makes a lot of sense, I guess. All right, let's see here. Man, it's slow out there, folks. Look at the fucking SPY. That thing is nothing. Didn't I post it? I thought I posted the video. I thought somebody posted it into the trader education room. Okay. Well, if you search by me and then search has a link in it, you should find it. But I'll just do it right now. I'll forward it to you. Because this is just easier on mobile or on PC. Bum 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 bum. Right here. All right, I just forwarded it to the bottom of main chat, wife. All right, there you go. Sweet. So, what else do we got going on here, chat? What else do we got going on here? Yeah, everybody's waiting for NVIDIA's earnings and Jackson Hole this week. So, we know that this week was just going to be a fucking shit show. So, guys, with that, 2 hours, 45 minutes in the books. That's it. That's all I got. I don't want to waste any more time just randomly looking at stuff that's moving up and down 1 or 2 pennies here. It's we're waiting for tomorrow's NVIDIA's earnings, and then I think Jackson Hole starts tomorrow as well. I believe. Assuming this loads. There we go. So Wednesday, oh, we have a bunch of inflation data. Okay, Kevin Warsh is speaking on Friday. So that'll be the big thing to watch for. It'll be Friday, so not Wednesday. So Wednesday is just NVIDIA's earnings. So there you go. That should give us a better idea. All right. So thank you, everybody. Thank you guys very much for tuning into today's show. Really appreciate it, as per usual. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, folks, and goodbye.